Good morning, students. We are again back with English grammar, and today we are going to deal with writing skills. And in this writing skills, each question carries 5 marks, and the best gets 4 marks. So we have to try our best to score 4 marks. And to score 4 marks, what are the things we need to keep in mind when we are dealing with writing skills? Now, in writing skills, there are 3 things which you are going to learn today. First is appreciation of poem. And students, please note, for appreciation of poem, we have 10 marks for this topic. Appreciation of poem, 10 marks. Then the second is letter writing, which again carries 5 marks. And there is another dialogue writing, which also carries 5 marks. So first, we pay attention to, that is appreciation of the poem. Okay, you have the poems in the lesson, and after that paragraph is over, the question will be, and then you will be having something called appreciation of the poem, and you have to appreciate the poem. How you appreciate the person? By telling about him good things. So same way you have to appreciate the poem, and to write the appreciation of the poem, there are certain things which you need to keep in mind. Okay, chapter 1, appreciation of poetry. Okay, now these are the main points which we need to keep in mind in appreciation of the poem. First point is the title of the poem. There is a title, no? Like Invictus, or might be another lesson which we see the silver lesson line and all. No? Whether there are titles. Okay, the title. Then there is the poet is there. Who has written that? So poet. Third point is theme and central idea. For each poem there is some central theme or central idea which we listen in the first paragraph. See the box which is given before the poem. In that it is mentioned. Then there is a rhyming scheme. Okay, what is the rhyming scheme? Then we have something called favorite line, which is your favorite line in the poem. Then what is the figure of speech? Okay, whether it is hyperbole, whether it is simile, whether it is metaphor, whether it is onomatopoeia. Okay, climax, anticlimax, those all things. Simile, metaphor, that all things. Then there is a reason for appreciation of the poem. Why are you appreciating this poem for? What is the reason for appreciating the poem? That the poem is written in a nice form. It is very easy for us to understand, or it is very short, very simple, imaginary poem. So these all things comes over here. And then the special feature of implied meaning. What is the implied meaning in this? What does the poet want to say through this poem to us? That you have to mention in your appreciation of the poem. These are the main points. Okay, which you have to deal. Now there is also something called other points which you can also write down when you are appreciating the poem. This is not that much important, but this is what is very much important. These points should be written down. These are the some things which you can add in between, like length of the poem. When you are writing this one, you can write the length of the poem is very big, the poem is very small. Then form of the poem, whether it is open or closed, visual or contextual. Visual means imaginary, or which you can understand visually, or it is contextual, or it is concrete, whether it is touching to you, concrete, open or closed. Then type of poem, whether it is ballad, whether it is sonnet. That use of symbolism and imaginary. Any symbolism is used. Means suppose if you want to speak about something, another is it, like pulley. Pulley, when you speak about pulley, imaginary is used. Okay, pulley is used to make us understand how the God is pulling people towards Him. And imaginary, whether it is imaginary, it makes you to imagine. Poetic diction. How it is the diction of the poem. The rhythm and meter. Okay, how is the rhythm? There is a poetic this one which we will learn later on. But these are the things: rhythm and meter, sound, tone, and connotation. How is the sound of that poem? Connotation of that. So these are the optional things which you can write in the main points also. Let me tell you something. Okay, how to write a good piece of appreciation. There isn't any specific formula or such to appreciate a poem, like in science. Many critics have different theories of their own about how to judge a poem and how to think over it critically. Wordsworth stresses on the concept of beauty in a poem, whereas Eliot makes it practical through his approach. Therefore, the appreciation varies from person to person and critic to critic. However, it is expected that a student or a critic of poetry should consider the following points to bring out the critical appreciation of the poem. That is, poet's background, reference to the time and era of the poem and the poet. First, what is the poet's background? When the poet who is writing, what is the background? Then, at what time it was written? The specific era features speciality with reference to its poetry. Now, when you write this poem in this era, it has different connotation. After 500 years, it is different connotation, different thought pattern, different criteria is there. Theme of the poem. What is the theme of the poem? Material composition of the poem, such as its rhyme, rhythm, meter, the scansions, the figure of speech used by the poet in his composition, and finally the impact of the poem produces on the reader through its musical qualities. These are the things to write a good appreciation of the poem. The essential of a good piece of appreciation. The points listed here, these are to be very much written. Arrange these points in 3 paragraphs. Okay. When it is asked to write in 3 paragraph format, you write in paragraph. But when they are asked to write in points, you have to write in points. But most of the time, you have to write it in paragraph. So this it should be written in paragraph, and it should be written in 3 paragraphs. Now, what are the 3 paragraphs? The first paragraph must include the title, okay, the name of the poet, the rhyming scheme, and favorite line. The rhyming scheme and favorite line. This should come in first part. Okay. First para. What should come in the first para? The title, the name of the poet, the rhyming scheme, and this one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the first paragraph. Okay. Second one should come. Second paragraph should contain the theme or the central idea. This one is there. It should come in the second paragraph. And the figure of speech and the special features. This figure of speech and special features. In second para. And then third one covers the reasons for like or dislike. Reasons for appreciation of the poem should come in the third para. And from the third paragraph. Okay. Avoid quoting a line or lines in the case of disliking the poem. Don't write lines, but why? Okay? Why? Your reasons for liking or dislike of the poem, not the lines you write there. Okay? Ensure grammatical accuracy, correct spelling, and appropriate punctuation. You need to keep that in mind. Okay? Those are things. Is that clear? Is it clear what you should need to keep in mind while writing the paragraph, while writing appreciation of the poem? In the first paragraph, you come title, poet, rhyming scheme, and favorite line. In the first paragraph. In the second paragraph, you come theme, central idea, then you come figure of speech, and special features or implied meaning. In the second paragraph. In the third paragraph, you consider reasons for appreciation of the poem. Is that clear? These are the main thing, and this you can inculcate in this one, in the above points. You go and read the examples, then you will understand how the things are. Okay, go and read the examples which are given. How to appreciation of the poem. Please keep in mind there are 10 marks. Okay, correct spelling, accuracy, and appropriate punctuation should be very much important. Then type of poem, language, tone, implied meaning, and form. These all things should be written properly, as I said. Okay, this is the first chapter which we have dealt with appreciation of the poetry. Now we go to the second chapter, that is letter writing. Okay, letter writing. Now what is this letter writing? What do you mean by letter? What is a letter? It is a form of communication between two persons or two parties on a particular topic, matter, issue, incident, etc. It serves the purpose of documentation as well. It serves the purpose of documentation as well. And there are types of letters. Broadly, it is into informal letters and formal letters. Informal letters and formal letters. Now you know informal dress and formal dress. Informal means now this I am wearing an informal dress. Okay? But formal means in shirt, pant, tie when you are going for interview. Okay? That is called formal dress. Informal for party wear. Understood? Same way. Informal means when you are writing to your friends. Formal, when you speak of formal letters, it is when you are writing to the authority. Okay? Or you are going to giving to some important persons. Then it is called formal letter. I also explained that to you about clothes, no? Informal clothes and formal clothes. Informal is party wear when you are out with your friends, when you are going for picnic. It's all informal. You don't wear suit, tie and all. But formal is for marriages when you go. You wear coat and all. Dress code is there. Okay? Formal. When you come to the school, it is formal. You have uniform. Okay? You have uniform. Formal. Understood? Or when you are going for job interview, it is formal. That is way. Okay. Now let us see what is these two types and how to write. Okay. First thing. Now format of a letter. This is the format of a letter. These two are the format of a letter. Now what is the format of informal letters? First you write the writer's address. You are writing the letter, so your address should come there. You should start with your name. Okay? Name and the address. Okay? Then date. Now see how to write the date. Date August 15, 2020. Okay? August 15, 2020. Is it clear? Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear? No need of putting this colon. Date August 15, 2020. Address you know how to write comma and full stop. The next comes salutation. Now what is the salutation? To write dear friend, my dearest loving friend. Okay, so that is called salutation. Then comes the body of the letter, the content of the letter, what things should come in the letter. That I will tell you later on. But here comes the body of the letter. Now when you are writing body of the letter, you see the first line is indented, space is capital bit, but second line is not there. Again, third line is see the space. When you are writing, it should be the paragraph form. And when you are writing the paragraph form, after finishing one paragraph, do not leave line. You continue it, but keep it a space. Okay? Keep it a space. You can see that. Then the line letter is over. After the letter is over, complementary clause or the subscription. Complementary clause or the subscription has to be written. Now here, okay, I'll start. Okay. Salutation it varies. It varies depending on the degree of relationship between the addressee, the person to whom the letter is written, and the addresser, the writer. It starts from the left margin of the page. Body of the letter. The text of the letter may be divided into paragraphs according to the change of ideas expressed. Each paragraph, different ideas should be there. When you are writing the same idea, write in this paragraph. Then different idea here. Then different idea here. That idea should be there. Then comes the complementary clause of the subscription. Complementary clause of the subscription. Your leave is taken in a courteous manner and hence must match the salutation. It is written in the bottom left of the page. For example, if you have to say, okay, wish, Right? Hope you will join these classes and avail of the benefits of yoga. Convey my regards to you all at home. Or you can say, please convey my regards to all at home and confirm your acceptance of the invitation. So you are complimentary close or the subscription at the end. Okay, you say that. Then comes writer's signature and name. Before writing that, you write your loving friend. Okay, your loving friend, your affectionately, your sincere friend, your sincerely, your sincerely come here. Your affectionate, your loving friend. Okay, comes over here, and then your name will come over there, and your name will come at the end. When you say write this one, yours loving friend, comma. Okay, yours loving friend, comma, and then the name. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Or shall I write there what comes first? Okay, and then yours loving friend XYZ. Now this one XYZ should come again here. Otherwise you write down that side. X, Y, Z. Is it clear? Is it very clear to you? Where it should come? Yours loving friend XYZ. It should come here in this corner. Okay? This yours loving friend should come here. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear for everyone? Yeah. Next we move. Okay. Okay. Then how to write a good letter? Essentials of a good letter. Arrange the ideas and facts in a logical and progressive order. Arrange the ideas and facts in a logical and progressive order. Arrange the ideas and facts in a logical and progressive order. Avoid cliches and stereotype or hackneyed expressions. Be precise and direct. Do not change paragraphs abruptly. Ensure grammatical accuracy, correct spelling and appropriate punctuations. Okay, correct spelling. Now, how to write a good letter? A letter is a direct address to the addressee, hence it must be appealing. The ideas must be original and relevant. Include your own viewpoints and opinions on the topic only where called for. Write the letter in simple but correct English. Choose the most appropriate words, phrases, and idiomatic expressions so as to arrive at an effective style. In official and commercial letters, avoid jargon, that is slang, as far as possible. Means slang languages, hi, chai chams, those slang languages. Use proper languages. Okay, no short forms. On completion of the letter, check whether it reads well as a composite whole. After finishing the letter, you have to read whether it is a composite whole. Okay. Second letter is the formal letter. As I said, writer's address, date should be as it is, whatever is given. Okay. Then next is name, designation and addressee of the addressee. Address of the addressee. To whom you are writing this letter should come here. The name, the designation. Like for example, Father Sebastian, the principal, St. Padre Pio English Medium School, like that. Okay. Then the celebration, dear principal. Then subject for asking one day leave. Then the body of the letter. First you have to introduce yourself that you are so and so person studying in so and so standard and all. Then the second idea, why have you written this letter? What is the reason for writing the letter? Okay. And third, what is the compulsion, what is the thing, what you are going to do. That at the end you will say that I want the leave and so I assure you that I will complete all my homeworks on time. That should be in the last paragraph. Okay, giving assurance for what you are going to take. You are asking leave, correct? But then you have to assure that you are during this leave, 10 days leave, whatever homeworks are there, whatever studies are there, that you are going to do. Once you give that assurance, then the person feels okay, he is going to do his job. Others, most of the time, what happens? You take holidays, but you do not complete your homeworks. So give an assurance. Okay? Assurance. Then complementary clause or the subscription. Complementary clause or the subscription means, for example, I am awaiting for your reply. Okay? Now you have asked the request, no? You have written an application, but now you have to get the reply. So I thanking you in anticipation. Okay? Awaiting your reply as soon as possible. And then at the end, thank you. Okay? Awaiting your response as soon as possible. And then at the end, thank you. Then you write a signature and name. Your, as I said, no? Yours loving friend, no? Yours sincerely. Again I will write here. Okay, yours faithfully, XYZ. Okay, got it? This is how the formal letter has to be done. If you have any doubts, you can always ask me how it is to be written. But see, this is the format of the letter: informal letter and formal letter. And I also told you how you are supposed to write the letter. Okay, see, writer's address, date, salutation, body of letter, complimentary clause, or the subscription. And write a signature and name should be on this side, not here, but it should come here. That is, your loving friend XYZ should be here. Now, formal letter, writer's address, date of this one, name, designation and address of the addressee, whom you are writing, salutation, dear sir, dear principal, subject of writing the letter, body of letter. In the first part, you have to introduce yourself. Second thing, why are you asking this one? And third thing, what are you going to do? That is, you are assuring him. Okay, that you are going to complete your homework or you are going to do your work. And here complimentary clause, I am awaiting your reply as soon as possible. Then thank you. Then again, yours faithfully XYZ should come here. It is write the signature and name. This is how you are supposed to write the letter. And I hope that you will write one letter of each. Okay, write one letter of each. One letter of informal letter. One letter, this one letter should be your formal letter for your homework. In formal letter, you write a letter inviting your friend for your birthday party. Oh, okay, inviting your friend, or you can write a letter to your friend asking him how he spent these 4 months. How he spent these 4 months during this COVID-19 pandemic and asking his well-being. Clear? What do you write the letter? Write a letter to your friend, okay, to ask him how did he spend his time during this pandemic, COVID-19, okay, and to ask his well-being. Here you write a letter, okay, to your principal, asking him that when the school will start, when the school will reopen. Write a letter to your principal asking when the school will be reopening. Okay, is it clear? Simple letter. Okay. Now third chapter which we are going to deal is with dialogue, conversation writing. Now you all know what is dialogue. We dialogue with each other. Yes or no? You often communicate with each other, speak dialogue. On the phone, what is going on? Dialogue, conversation is going on. So here something about dialogue. Now, what is this dialogue? A dialogue is a conversation between two people on any given topic of common interest to both of them. Okay? Common interest to both of them. On same topic you are speaking on the phone, which is interesting both of you. Correct? Each person taking part in the dialogue has his own identity, taste, views and opinions. Now when you are speaking on the phone also, you communicate to each other of your own taste, of your any topic, any viewpoint, no? Correct? Yes. Now this is what is about dialogue. Now in dialogue always there are two persons or three persons or four persons, but not single person cannot make a dialogue. One person speaking does not make a dialogue. Understood? Okay. Now format of a dialogue. What should be the format of a dialogue? First, the names of the speakers are followed by a colon. You write the name, for example, John, put dot and then write down the dialogue. Ram, put down the dot and write the dialogue. Sita, put colon and write down the dialogue. See this one. Write down the name, put the colon and then write down the dialogue. First. Second, each piece of information is written separately, one below the other, as shown in the model example. As I said, no, you write one after another. Name, put two colon, write down the dialogue. One after another. Then another name, colon, and then dialogue. Again name, again colon, and then dialogue. One after another. Third, dialogues are generally written in the direct speech. In the direct speech, not indirect speech. Now, when you say Ram, go and get the or go and close the door. Ram. It doesn't say that Ram said go and close the door. No. Okay? Go and I will say that. For example, Anil, Hari, what are you up to here so late at night? Hari, nothing, sir. Anil, then why are you trembling? No, sir, nothing. Here you are not saying that Hari said no, sir, nothing. Anil said, what is that in your hand? No. Direct speech is directly spoken, indirect speech is indirectly. Okay. Now, essential things for writing a good dialogue. The entire dialogue should match with the tone and nature of the persons. Avoid cliches and stereotype or hackneyed expressions. Don't like same routine, same thing following. No, all the paragraphs same, all the things same, repeating. Don't do that. Be precise and direct. Be precise and direct. Don't beat around the bush. What is the topic or what you are going to speak? Speak that only. Don't go around. Don't make 5-6 pages of conversation. 5 marks it is. Just 1 page. Okay? But properly precise. What is the topic? Speak to the topic. Stick on to the topic. Do not change ideas abruptly. Do not change ideas abruptly. Start one idea, stop it, another idea, again continue the same first idea. Don't do that way. Ensure grammatical accuracy, correct spelling and appropriate punctuation. My dear students, please keep in mind, whenever writing skill or paper and all, grammatically you must be correct. Grammatical accuracy. So your spelling should be correct spellings and appropriate punctuation should be given. Don't give punctuation anywhere. Comma, to give where to give comma, where to give full stop, where inverted commas, where close inverted commas, where capital letters. Okay, these are things you need to keep in mind in English. And then most probably in grammar. Then your spellings, then your grammatical formation, singular, plural. Keep that everything in mind while writing, having the writing skills. If you keep this in mind, then you will score good marks in the exam. Okay? Write a dialogue between you and your father or your mother in regard to the care to be taken during COVID-19 pandemic. This is your homework. Write a dialogue between you and your parents regarding the care to be taken during the pandemic COVID-19. This is the dialogue to be written by you. Thank you and have a nice day.